Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly general angel reading for April 2023. So, before we begin, I'd just like to welcome everyone who is returning to this monthly series and to also welcome anyone who may be new to our community. Just a few things before we get started. I just want to remind you to, subscribe, select the all notification bell, dislike, and also leave comments. This is a very important part of the community, and I've just been inspired by those of you who've had the courage to start sharing your wisdom, your angelic wisdom here. And the real hope is that we all grow wiser from the angelic wisdom that is channeled from our collective I am presences. And also that you start to really connect with your angels in one manner or another. So it's really important. And so please make sure you read the comments. If you like to get an angel reading with me at this time, you can still, because we have some time left in March when this will be going out, get the first time promotional offer reading with me. It was for my birthday month, which is March, and then the 17th was specifically my birthday. And so that's still available to you. You can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. There's a link in the description area below. Um, if you'd like to just contribute to my channel um, and support and your appreciation for the channel and the content, then you can select my PayPal Me link, which is also in the description area as well. Um, Also, I have included a link, and so I'm just, talk about it a little bit, meaning in some videos, but just let me know if it's working or not, because I've never done it before. But I've been given a link, sort of an affiliate link, to a um, website where you can purchase tarot and oracle decks at a very discounted price. And there's other things like crystals, which I haven't done any of that, or like the sage and other, even books, I think. But this is called magic.com, and they have a 20% discount automatically, like whether you use my link or not. I just get probably a commission if you use the link in the description area below. But let me know if it's working or not. I've never even used one of those from someone else's channel either. So um, again, it's appreciated if you do, but you do not have to. And just I bought many decks from there recently. It takes a little bit longer than others, like within 2 weeks, but you really do get a great bargain. So just want to pass that on to you. I'll be working on the monthly angel scopes, the different zodiac signs. So, within the next week, hopefully before April, you'll have access to those videos. So, just be on the lookout for them. Now, the angels were showing me a number, and the angel number 890. And it says, God is completely supporting you and your divine life mission. Okay? God is complete. God and the angels are completely supporting you and your divine life mission. So whatever right now you need support with, um, likely pertains to your divine life mission. And this can be not just about your job but this could be um, about your essence, the quality of that essence, and what it represents to so many that you engage. And so know that you're never not fulfilling your purpose. And that's a really hard thing to say because it's hard to receive because we it's always like we're looking for I don't want to say this. Why don't we believe that? Because we believe it's something specific, something that we've never figured out. Basically, in your head, you always have this question. This question questions everything, right? It refuses to accept anything. And it's that question that refuses to accept anything good. It's the same thing that makes it difficult for us to believe that somebody would do something amazing for you and not have any desire for you to reciprocate. It would be just your joy that they're seeking, your your peace of mind. And that part of us that questions all of this, well, you know the answer by now. It's your ego. And so we can't find the satisfaction that we're looking for because that mind is always questioning with suspicion. I guess you might want to add that component of questioning. And so you say to yourself, this can't be it. This can't be my divine life mission. It's too easy. Or it's not flashy enough. Or it's not much. It's just not enough. Here, the disguise now, the disguise is starting to come forward. The mask is starting to lift up because when you hear it's not enough, because that's where it was leading, there's only one voice that speaks this way, the ego, because its voice is about lack. It is constantly trying to deny your divine reality because it sees itself as separate. It doesn't believe in anything else but itself. It only, and this is where, sort of a narcissist, it only thinks about itself and would really want you to care nothing about anything else or anyone else but what it wants. But then it doesn't want any of the reality that is divine because that reality would cause you to open your heart. And when you open your heart, you feel. And in this feeling is all of this communication, this non physical, evidential information. It's psychic, telepathic. And if that's true, then that means there must be this network of oneness. And at the center of all of this, generating all of this, must be the source, the origin that it has refused to believe or be a part of in order to have individuality. Now, you might feel in that, or isn't that why we're here? Well, see, everything is about balance. right? Moderation. So that balance is what our human experience is all about. It's that achievement that we're here to fulfill. But we wrestle because this voice wants total control over its individuality by refusing to accept that anything else is. But it leaves itself in this very empty space when it asserts it so vehemently because it basically leaves itself with a question that's even scarier than all of its denial and illusions. Where did I come from? And it never wants to go there because that's the slippery road into and away from its individuality and has to accept. But what it can't understand is that this love embraces that. This love of God or source, the origin, embraces that. It actually set you on this journey for that purpose so that as one, you could discover so many amazing and fascinating unknowns about itself and what it would be like if it turned itself loose in a way that is specific, individualized. And so it created this dynamic of laws that help to maintain that balance through awareness and reflection in through relationships of variety, of many, many varieties, right? So coming back to that question. Now, there are questions that we all have, and questions are not horrible, but we got to make sure that the question is not coming from that need to separate and to cause you to feel alone, unsupported, and unloved. 890 again says God is completely supporting you. And when you hear that, there completely is absolute. That means in all things, in all ways, whether you are doing your best or not, whether you are doing the right thing or not, and that's all according to you, once you start questioning and judging yourself, that's the moment when it really seems wrong or not right. It's when you get into that doubting that you pull yourself into that rabbit hole. The universe, source, the origin, God does not judge you. Just like it, as if it were watching a newborn walk for the very first time and explore the environment that you have prepared for it. You know, you create a nursery, you went and proofed your home, baby proofed your home, and you made it sure you reordered your life. Maybe you changed your cars and all kinds of things just so that the environment would support the child. And then you're going to all of a sudden control it? No. You're going to enjoy the environment that you've created for it and enjoy watching it discover all through it because you've proofed it to be safe. And the only reason that it would not be safe is when you introduce your doubt into your good work on behalf of your child. And this is the same. God has proofed this world for us. He has proofed your world, your reality, your choices for you. And it is only you that can contaminate it with doubt. Now, your doubt can only contaminate your consciousness, not the reality that is there for you, that has been prepared for you. So it's like you're in a nightmare inside your head, perceiving and experiencing and attracting things that seem safe, unsafe, but they never really are. Because there's always, what is that? A fail safe, some kind of something that comes in to correct, to reinforce the security that God has laid out for you in the environment that He gave you to freely roam. It's also why it is so foolish that man has taken it upon himself to own any part of the physical reality, the physical earth. Because when we did that out of fear, which is a contaminant, but always a safe proof, a fail safe, or whatever the term is always in place. One after another. It doesn't matter, that same spot, there's another one waiting there, there's another one waiting there. It will always be this way until you wake up out of your nightmare and stop dreaming that kind of conscious awareness. Again, God is completely supporting you, and that's exactly what it means. And your divine life mission. And you're never not on it. Wherever you are, no matter what, whether or not you are living out an illusion or your truth, you are where you need to be, and you are fulfilling your divine life mission through that, because the laws, the writing interrupting me, the laws of the universe keep you on track. Cause and effect, law of attraction, laws of polarity, all of these laws and so on are keeping you, these spiritual laws, the laws of one, they're keeping you on track. They are bringing up lessons, presenting reflections in the mirror for you to see, all kinds of ways for you to wake up. But it's not about just you waking up, but even the process to waking you up is doing something extraordinary for the entire environment of creation and the spiritual realm. Everything is serving the highest good. And the highest good, or highest point of, or access point of goodness and purity, is the origin, God, the source. Okay, so let's just think about for a minute how this and what this means for you. First, it means relax. Relax. Stop with the questions. Catch yourself questioning and looking for the reason behind something that you feel led to do. Is another curiosity is another thing. It's kind of moving you forward, drawing you into the thing that you're passionate about or the thing that you are feeling strongly about at the moment. The thing where you're that aspect of your conviction. And so curiosity kind of it's like the horse pulling the cart. It draws that conviction. Your curiosity draws that conviction forward. And that's you being on that path. But at the same time, your doubts are like that, and suspicions are like that horse pulling the cart of a different sort. And the your doubts pull you in a different direction. It takes you on a path. It's just the energy feels differently. One is joy, and one is filled with lots of angst and congestion and sometimes confusion. But here's the fail-safe in it all. Even these questions, these doubts, a question proposed to the universe will always create the result of an answer. So you see, even though you're lost because you're allowing your ego mind of illusions to distort your vision, but the question will always be answered by the universe. It's just harder for you to get the answer because you keep chopping it at it and doubting everything you get. And that leaves you in the cycle of what I like to call not knowing. And the best and simple analogy of this in my own life, when I started doing these readings, and I would see, the first thing I saw was the letter T. I had a reading, and I'm like, I knew it was trust. I don't know why I knew that, but I just knew. They didn't write out the word. But then all they kept doing in this first reading I had was writing trust. Now, thinking about it in the moment, I probably just knew all the right things to say, but I wasn't going to trust that day. It wasn't one of my great readings. But I learned, it took me a long time, that as another symbol game, I always kept going, did I see that? That's saying, I don't know. That's saying, I don't know. And they just wrote I am in front of me just a little bit before. And they're reminding you that you are, I am that I am, right? And so whatever you say that you are, or the way that you think, your way of being, I am is a state of being. And if you're all of a sudden doubting and thinking underneath, I don't know, then what is the laws of the universe going to attract to you so you can figure it out? Because it took me a long time, but I finally figured it out. I mean, it took years before I realized I have to stop saying, I don't know. So, like, for instance, I will see words in front of me, but they will not sometimes be complete. But I know instantly what it is. But I used to go, but was it that? And so, as long as I kept playing that I don't know game, I just kept getting I don't know game. So I had a lot of anxiety before my readings and so on and so on. And so this is what we need to stop entertaining in this month, doubt. And as we're in this um, Aries season, I am is very apropos to that sign, and this confidence of being I am, this affirmation. So practice this month the affirmative. And you're going to say, but how do I say I am, because you're going this is what people do, I am rich and I'm not rich. Well, the walk around that got me through that doubting stuff, and it was like, well, I don't know if I really know that that was what it was. And then one day something said to me, just say, I think I know. And that made me okay with seeing things not as clearly as I would like, but trusting that that was what it was. And as I've been able to do this, my readings have become more fluid. So they still do it to me to keep me aware, to keep me in this balanced state where, because now when you think I know everything, that's going to another extreme. See, it's always about balance. And if I went there, and then if I were wrong, then I'd be back at the other end of the spectrum. So maintaining the balance keeps you from suffering in one extreme or the other, because both are places of suffering. And this is not to say that they want you to deny your desires, like they don't want you to feel a limitation by this. It is the opposite. This balance is what allows for unlimitedness to be possible for you to obtain as you continue to evolve within yourself. All right. Just checking to see if there's anything else that needs, because this is a very sort of esoteric, and then I need to make sure that we got some practical things in here. So practice the affirmative, but you can say, I think I believe, or I believe that this is going to be, because that's like saying I think instead of I know. I believe I believe I am wealthy. And then you need to look for experiences that just don't equate to one facet of what it means to be wealthy. If you know what I mean, right? You have to move away from this one idea and that sort of narrow focus about any subject is what is limiting, and that is the ego shaping your reality. So abundance, money, if you keep coming back to money, or success, back to money, that is your ego focused on a limitation, meaning that that's the only way to be fulfilled, and that you're chasing it is the only way that it comes to you, because that message just said to you that God is supporting you completely. And so all things come from the source. The origin of whatever is needed is endowed through it. It is not through the outward um, wrestling and hustling of things, but led through the inspiration and knowing that the laws perceive every aspect of your frequency. And if there are needs there, it has heard it before you were on the page. All right, so let's take a look at the Archangel that we're working with this month. So when I see Archangel Samael, it always I haven't seen this card in quite a while. I had it a lot last year and I haven't had it this year. And this is a card where it says, choose harmonious responses, act with wisdom and grace. So if you can see here, Archangel Samael holds this bowl and it's cracked, but it's been filled in with gold. And so he's helping us when he comes forward and he has those two swords, sort of samurai swords. He comes in to help us to deal with the imperfections of ourselves, the ego, and trying to reconcile these our divine essence with that voice from our ego that is always sort of complicating things for us. And he helps us to accept that our it is that our imperfection is our perfection. It is that we're imperfectly perfect. I think I remember years ago the angel said to me, "It is in your imperfection that you are a perfection." The idea that it's almost this balance because you're not really imperfect, but we in this human experience are not perfect. And every imperfection is a is an opportunity to see something in a new way. If every It kind of breaks the mold, literally, right? It breaks the mold and causes us to take those fragments and reorder them into something that's even more beautiful, more perfect than what was before. So the idea of perfection is limit, and the idea of imperfection is leads to unlimitedness. So why do we judge ourselves for our imperfections when they are the actual thing that makes us beautiful or makes a situation beautiful? It's in the cracks where we gain our wisdom, our appreciation and gratitude. And so he's here to help us to eradicate this ego idea of perfection that distorts our ability to have balance and then peace with who we are and where we are right now. And to only think about not how horrible it is to be where you are right now, but how wonderful it is to be where you are right now because of all the things that it is causing you to become aware of that you will want to seek out. Out meaning in the infinite universe. So imagine you're just stuck, in this moment and can't think of beyond it. If it was perfect, let's just say, because what I want you to understand, I'm going to say this is going to sound weird, but if you were in a very bleak situation, but it was all perfect, there were no flaws in it, the bleakness, and that's possible, just not to our ego mind the way we think, you would never ask for something better. You would never seek out the infinite because you were so fixed in the um the finite, the perfection of the finite. Okay. So he says choose harmonious responses, and that is to say make sure that every response you give has balance, that it resonates. He's writing the word compassion to be more practical. So, and this is hard, I know, when we think about, we're judging ourselves all the time, but compassion. Just try to find another way to talk to yourself that is affirming, or to talk to other people in a way that is affirming. their being, their potential. Whenever you can relate to someone, no matter what level it's on the level of their being, then you can shift the conversation or the environment or the elements within it. Act with wisdom and grace. All right, let's take a look at the message from your. Oh wow, I forgot to even introduce these. But we've been doing this for a while. But this is the Major Arcana lesson. So this is a major theme that's sort of overshadowing the month and the things that you might discover in the day-to-day awareness. So this is the Judgment card titled here Renewal. And just that word, and I've been seeing, I was finishing the reading for this coming week, the 20th, 27th, through April 2nd. And at the end of the reading, I saw an angel with a trumpet. And then I saw it in a card that I was doing a reading for myself just yesterday. And now here is another card from another deck with that angel. So I saw a vision. And this is often seen as the Archangel Gabriel, sounding the trumpet. But what's so interesting about this is this renewal, an opportunity in this month. First of all, this is a card of self-examination. Okay, so and at the same time rebirth, and we've all been going through it. I mean, we've really been going through it. But what I get a sense about this, beyond all of that, is you hearing a voice from within. And I'm not talking about it might be like my voice, but it might be like a strong feeling, a voice within, or a strong, clear message, as I'm saying the word message in front of me, that is just going to change the way you think or feel or perceive. And that at that moment, your angel is sounding that trumpet of awakening, of renewal. It kind of clears, it feels like it's going to clean the slate for you and wipe out all of the stuff that was just crowding out the space in your mind, disabling the clarity. It's sort of like, and it's funny, but it's like you were just focused on perfection. It's like, you want people to do things a certain way, or you want to be right, or you're doing all these things. That's what perfection does. We revere perfection, but perfection is often used in an abusive way. And the angels are writing, yes. And so appreciating that which is imperfect, seeing through the cracks of that, and seeing the other possibilities. Because if there's an annoyance, that means that that's a sign that something is trying to shift within you, but you're resisting it. And that's what the annoyance is about. And so something's gonna break through for you, where you let your annoyance go and you let that child play in that environment that you've given it. You let your soul play in the environment that you've chosen. It might be imperfect right now, and sorely so, but what is that environment? What are all the gems? What are all the opportunities that environment is trying to reflect to you, help you to reflect upon and choose from, so that you can start to move towards perfection, knowing that moving towards perfection is always the balance point, not trying to force it to happen. All right, let's take a look at the Minor Arcana card, which is the day-to-day awareness, and how that energy I'm just describing might be showing up in your day-to-day awareness. And this is a card about choices. It's like there's so many things to choose from. And we get really, again, all sort of out of sorts. And this is where our reading began, right? That doubting, you're doubting, questioning, and then you can't make any decisions. So they're writing conclusion to me. So I guess it's time to conclude. So the the thing here is you might be experiencing or have been procrastination or over analyzing things. These are the things that you need to put your attention to, because these are the ways in which your ego interferes with any sort of progress. So let go of perfection and learn how to appreciate imperfection. If you are overwhelmed or feel like you really don't know if you're making the right choice, like, I don't know what to choose, then choose something you really don't know what might happen. If knowing what might happen keeps getting in your way because you overanalyze it, and then you pick it apart and you doubt and you become afraid of the responsibilities, etc., fear of the success or the failure, then choose the thing that you have nothing, very little to question. Again, because it doesn't matter, you're always going to be on the right path. And God is completely supporting you. And that's the key point here. You will always be completely supported no matter what you choose. And that's the argument, that's the key to ending that argument within the self, and to start restoring, reclaiming your energy, as they write in front of me. And see, it's all locked up in this case here. And that's what happens when we can't make choices. It gets all locked away. And that is a choice. And that is an experience. And it is also something you can learn from. But make the choice that feels right to you, or that is easiest for you right at this moment, or take only a component from of that. Let's say you make a choice but it's still overwhelming, and just work with one component of it. But listen, trust the clarity that you're getting around things now. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful month of April. And remember to affirm, I believe, I think I know this, or I know. God bless you.